Hi there, everybody. So, I guess you can see behind me what we have this time. So, 1 month and 10 years ago, a new Star Wars film came out. First one since, was it 2002, 2003? Something like 20 odd years. And I was there on the first night, and the first Friday night it was shown at the local cinema just down the road from me. And that was an interesting day because I didn't think that it would be so popular. I mean, I bought my ticket, I think on the Thursday, a couple of days before. And much to my surprise, there was one seat left in the entire cinema. I mean, it's not a big cinema, admittedly, but still, one seat left. And it was a seat right at the front, right at the end of the aisle. So I was sitting, there, and I was watching the screen like that, because it was the only way I could see the screen. So every few minutes I'd just turn around and loosen my neck a bit, But tell us something. When the word Lucasfilm logo appeared on the screen, that was set some chills down the spine. Like something amazing was going to happen. Then I saw the movie, and it was okay. I did enjoy it, but it was pretty much a retelling of the first one, Episode 4, New Hope, originally called just Star Wars. Then Episode 8 and 9 came along, and I'm not going to talk about that anymore. Anyway, let's come to this. As you can see here, this is the Star Wars in big words. There's a picture of Darth Vader in the front there. Don't know why. So this is the First Order Special Forces TIE Fighter from Revell. This is a level 3 kit in 1/35th scale, which is means it's pretty big. As you can see by the size of the box, it's pretty big. Yeah. So there you go. So as I say, First Order TIE Fighter. The main difference between this and the Imperial TIE Fighter is, the colour, apparently. It's a nice bright red highlight on the side there. Picture of Darth Vader in the front there. Don't know why he wasn't in the movies, but I guess Revell put it there because people are more likely to want to buy something with a Star Wars toy, a Star Wars thing with Darth Vader in the front than with Rey on the front of it, I guess. In the corner here, there's a price tag, $24.99, and I wrote on there June 2022, which is when I bought it. Interesting story there. I bought it in Norwich. So while was I in Norwich, I hear you cry. Or not, as well. I was visiting a friend. She doesn't live in Norwich, by the way. She actually lives in America, but she was visiting Norwich. So I said, I'll come down and we'll hang out for a bit, which we did. And that was that. So that's where I bought it. I didn't actually, I actually bought this and another kit, which I think I've done already. So if I have, there's a link over here, I think. Over there. There's a link above me somewhere. Or just down below as well. That was the World War II warbird with the car doors. I bought it there, and I asked them to post it to me because I wasn't going to carry these big boxes on the train all the way back. And that's that. So let's take a look at what's on the other sides of this box. So you've got the front cover there, nice painting. So you've got the TIE Fighter there with another one's crashed behind it. So is this the TIE Fighter that FN218 and Paul Dameron crashed, or what? I don't know. So on this side of the box, we have pretty much the same thing on the cover, same information as the cover, with a better picture here of our Lord Vader, barcode and such. Keep packaging for later questions, it says there. On this side, you can get it all in. That's the zoom out of it. Again, just the same information. Darth Vader there. Same thing on this side. So basically the sides are just all the same. On the back, however, we've got some more information. There's just a tape here. Let's get that off. So, lots of information in different languages. You've got black and red. Got black and red writing for the different languages. Don't know why they chose to do that, but that's real. So basically, here it tells you 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 different languages: German, English, French, Dutch, Spanish, and Italian. In English, it says, I needed to build a model construction kit of the Special Space Superiority Fighter used by the First Order Special Forces. These TIE fighters have 2 seats, improved weapons, deflector shields, and a hyperdrive. They are unusually maneuverable and faster than Rebel's T-70 X-Wing fighters. Large area wing parts, openable access hatch, display stand. So, as the pictures there appear to depict. It does look, in the pictures, because the pictures are basically the kit itself, and it does look more like a toy than it does a authentic scale model. So yeah, maybe I'll have a go at when I get around to building it, which hopefully will be within some of your lifetimes, if not mine. Hopefully I'll be able to work something out to make it look more like the studio scale model or CGI rendering. I don't know how they did it. Anyway, you got down here the colours that you'll need, which are black and greys and red. So black, dark grey, medium grey, slightly lighter grey, very light grey, darker grey, and they've got the numbers on them. These numbers will be the Revell paint numbers. When I paint it, I'm just going to find the closest match I've got amongst the Tamiya paints, which is my preferred paint, and do that. Little code there for, it says starwars.revell.de, so probably the German Revell website. It's the Star Wars Revell website. And yeah, that's pretty much it. You can hear things falling about in there, which tells me that this box is a lot bigger than it needs to be. Which is something that Revell did with the other kid, the Mandalorian kid. Hold on. So there we have it. So this is the 2 Revell Star Wars kits I have, and they're all both exactly the same size. The boxes are exactly the same size, even though with this end of the box, the sprue trees, the plastic, only goes up to about there. So really, a quarter of the box is just empty space. Yeah. It's just empty space, just air. So so I think maybe Revell should have a go at constructing a slightly smaller box. Same thing with the other one, actually, with the Mandalorian's model. The kit stops about there, and the rest of it's just plastic, just empty space. So yeah, a bit disappointing that, boxes that are bigger than is necessary. I don't like it when when manufacturers do that, because Anyway, you get the idea. So let's look at what's inside this box. I've cut the tape already. So I got a big, nice fat booklet here. Lots of colourful pages of instructions. 1, 2, 3, 4 bags of plastic. More bits of paper. So that's this sheet of paper here. This is the receipt from when I bought it. I bought it from Langley's Toys in Norwich. 12 to 14 Royal Arcade. I wonder if they're still there. What did I buy here? So as well as the TIE Fighter, I bought the Bandai TIE Fighter as well. I was there, $32.99, which is like half the size of this one, but more expensive. Special Forces TIE Fighter, and that was it. I thought I had bought the airplane. Looked like I was wrong. So it looks like I bought 2 bottles of Vallejo liquid mask as well while I was there. And something that was pre-owned cost me £3. Don't know what. I do not remember what that was. Maybe we'll find out in a forthcoming video. Anyway, so I'll put the plastic aside for the moment, and we should take a look at the paper. So this sheet of paper here, got an A4 sheet of safety advice, again in multiple languages. So if you want to read that, just pause and read. Yeah, it's all safety stuff. Put the back in the box. And we have here also a tiny little deco sheet. We'll look at that after the instructions, mind. So how quickly are we going to get through this? How quickly do you want me to get through this? Pretty quickly, I bet. Anyway, that's right. So the cover there, you got a picture of the built and painted model. Again, it looks like a straight out of the toy shop. This one does it. Very toy-like in the images I have there. First order special was TIE Fighter. Please note the enclosed safety advice. We've seen that already. And then down here, English, please note. So basically, it's got this in German and English, and then repeated again in German, English, French, Dutch, Italian, Spanish. Is that Portuguese? Hungarian, Czech, Polish, Russian, Finnish, Swedish. Is it Sweden? What's SE? SE Sweden? Anyway. Well, that's SK Sweden. Anyway, Denmark, SK, that one, RO, don't know what that is. Romania, maybe. BG, don't know what that is. GRTRSI. All the European countries that they sell this model to, I guess. Let me see, next page. We've seen this before, Revell. Pictograms of how to advising you how to do stuff. Test in English there, and then you got the all these things here. Oh yeah, all the symbols that will tell you what they mean to X there. For example, it means do it twice. Glue, don't glue. Paint. 1. That's the sequence of assembly. Something about applying silicone wet decals. What's this? Recommend to fix clear parts. Contactor Clear, which is a Revell glue called Contactor Clear. Decal Soft, recommended for fixing the decals. So I assume Revell also have a Decal Soft product, which I did not know about. Other things, that means clear parts because it says clear. The next page is what the paint numbers are. This light grey is a combination of 2 colours, half and half light grey silk matte and aluminium metallic. So yeah, metallic grey. Let's go with metallic grey. Easy enough to make that. Aluminium metallic, which is we have already got bright red, fiery red silk matte, Ferrari red. I'll call it. So the black matte, tank grey matte, dark grey silk matte, iron metallic, black gloss. So yeah, all the basic greys. Right, next page. We're on page 5 already. Wow, I think flying. We have sprue trees. So A, B, C, D, E, F, and G. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. It appears there aren't that many parts in this kit. But that's all of them right there. In fact, the big bits are basically just 1 part each. That's not true. This one and this one have 2 other little bits in there. 6 and 7, 4 and 5. I can see, judging by the numbers, it appears that the parts are sided, so they're not identical pieces. Even though this part and these two, they look identical, they probably are not. So one would have to keep an eye on that, make sure you get the right one on the right side. Down here, there's some more text. It says needs spare parts, no problem. Revell, contact Revell service with the item number and part numbers you need. And there's needs at this website, service at revell.de or Revell Gumbutch. I shouldn't say Gumbutch, should I? Revell GmbH, Unit 10. Where is this? Trenton Lane, Herts, Britain. So basically, that's in the 4 languages. And page 6 is where the build process starts. This should go fairly quickly because there aren't that many parts, and I'm sure assembly isn't that sophisticated. It's only level 3 kit, but with Revell, the levels usually mean the number of parts. So just because it's got a few parts doesn't mean it's easy to build. Also, just because it's got a lot of parts doesn't mean it's difficult to build. It just means it takes longer if you've got a lot of parts. But yeah, but ease of build comes down to how well put together the parts are. So yeah, you start in the cockpit, as is tradition. There's 2 seats in this one, back to back. There, so basically, page 1 is building the. Page 6 is building the seats and put them into the main body, the tiny little fuselage, the bottom half of it. We get to section 5 on page 7, which is putting more little bits and pieces, control panels, control levers and stuff. And then on 6 there's this large piece here, which is the top of the cover, the top of the cockpit, and there's lots of decals to fit into there. In fact, probably all the decals, if it appear, because there's no markings on the outside of these vehicles, so it seems all the decals go inside. Over into page 8, you're putting more bits on top of the thing, the cockpit rather. So this circular bits there for the doorway, the hatch, I think. Over section 8, you building the hatch itself. Section 9, you go to a new part. This looks like the top of the vehicle, and you are painting it red and black and applying the door, which is openable. And there's a window as well to put in there, clear part. Section 10 is pretty much doing the same thing, but on the other side. Yeah. Go on to page 9, sections 11 to 13. It's basically just assembling the main fuselage, the sphere, putting that together, and then putting some weapons on the vehicle. Turn over the page to page 10. We get to the probably the most notable aspect of these vehicles, which is the this large radiator wing things. Are they radiators or are they wings? Well, not wings, because they don't do anything to aid the vehicle in flight, I don't think. But they do look like radiators, so I'll call them radiators. Yeah, radiators. And this piece here, which is something that is not visible on the older TIE fighters. Again, on the other side. So basically, putting page 10 and page 11 is the assembly of these 3 parts which make the radiator things. Going to page 12, putting a bit more onto the fuselage there. Looks like some kind of a transmission device, I guess, aerials and that. And then in section 17, you're marrying it all together to make the vehicle, and it's now one. Page 18, you're building the stand and propping the vehicle onto the stand. So, you know, props to Revell for actually making a stand for this vehicle. I guess really need to if you want to put it in any display properly. You've also got a nice big decal that says Star Wars, which you can put on the stand over there. Yeah, that's about that. So pages 14 and 15 are basically showing you what it looks like, what to paint it, and so on. Unlike the TIE fighters of old, this is the colours are reversed. Basically, that's all they've done. So, because mostly the bits that you see that black were usually mid pale grey, well, yes, sort of mid grey, and the light areas would be black. So that's really all they've done with this, and also put a little red bit on there. The back page, just a blank piece of space with Revell in the corner. So that's your instruction booklet. Very straightforward, easy to understand, no big issues here. So I'm guessing that if you want to make this, build this vehicle to make it look good, then you're going to have to spend a lot of time getting the paintwork right, getting the weathering. So you won't need much weathering because this vehicle is like brand new, but you know, you can put just a little fine bits of weathering here and there just to make it look like it's actually being used at least once. You know, even a new car, you can tell you can tell it's being driven. You know, there's little bits of mud and that just splashed on the just under the fenders by the behind the wheels. Yeah, I don't know where I'm going with that. Anyway, that's the instruction booklet. Next, let's take a look at the decals. So this is a tiny decal sheet. The decals themselves are quite matte finish. Special Forces TIE Fighter tells you there. And as I mentioned before, all these pieces, all these little decals fit inside the cockpit. So they're not going to be visible for the outside unless you look carefully through the windows. And you've got a nice big Star Wars logo there, which will fit on the stand. 2019, there's a copyright order here. 2019 Revell, printed in Italy. Printed in Italy usually means cartograph, but it doesn't say cartograph on here, so we don't know. I'll get a bit of tape to hold this together. Right, that's that done. Just put it in the box. Put it just beside the donor to get lost. Okay then, so starting with the first piece off the top. So I think I may have been in here before, but I don't know. Probably not. Because I'm surprised because I say I may have been here before because I had it a while and I can see that there's tape on it. The bag that this plastic is in is what stops there. So I'm surprised because normally it wraps over like it does with all the others, but this one, yeah. Anyway, so these are the clear parts. This is held together with tape. Now, so this clear part, so anyways, these are, well, it doesn't give you a sprue number on here, which is disappointing, but then the instruction manual does. So, anyway, 3 pieces here, 3 clear parts. I think that's the back window, that's the front window, that's the top, the hatch. And the plastic, it is nice and clear on the clear bits, but it's not as clear as you'd expect, especially as these are like flat surfaces. It looks like there's, it's fine, it's nothing special, but let's find something to look at it through. Something that with words in it. Let's have one of these here. So you can see it through it clear, easily enough. So yeah, I'll give it a 9 out of 10 for the plastic. Now, because of where there's been some molded, there's plastic going through, entering to this part of three areas, you can get, the odd line, like there's one right there. I don't know if it makes sense to you, but there's like, just in that space there, I don't know if you can see it, there's like some little line, which will be, it's like almost a Y shape on this one. And that'll be where the plastic has come into the mold and from different sides and merged together to all fit. And so basically it's just like a witness line where the two pieces of plastic are joined. So yeah, I think you get it. It's hard to explain these things, but yeah. Anyway, that is that sprue, the clear sprue. I shall go back to the book and see what sprue is. That's a Sprew C. Have it there for reference. Yeah, so that is Sprew C. Next bag off the top is this one. So it looks like we've got the main parts of the vehicle, the main body, two sprues. Let's start with this one. This one is, according to the instruction manual, Sprew G. And what do we have on Sprew G? Some very nicely, neatly, cleanly, very crisply molded plastic. And it is very nicely done, I have to say. The mouldings are particularly clear. Do we have flash? Well, we may have a bit of flash on this piece here, but it's nothing that, it's only very visible on this side. On the other side, it looks like it's part of the kit. But what I probably will do is take a little sharp knife and just scrape a bit on there to get rid of whatever that is. Unless it's just supposed to be like that. Maybe not. Yeah, basically it's just a tiny bit of flash in there. No, nothing to worry about. You probably won't notice it unless you really take a close look at it. So this is basically parts 1 to parts 19. That's not true. Parts 1 to 20 to 31. So 1 is over here. This is H part there. And 31 is over here. So they're not in a specific order because they've got 1 there, then you've got parts 2 and 3 here. So where's part 4? There isn't a part 4. So part 11 is over here. This big piece is 19, this big piece is 22, 28 and 31. There doesn't appear to be any logic to that. Again, doesn't make any real difference to the kit. It just means that, well, you've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15 pieces on this kit, on this part, and yet the numbers are 31. And maybe the parts are numbered in the order that they are used. Let's see. Yeah, I think that is how it is. So while the numbering may seem odd, because you're expecting a parts 1 to 13 or whatever on this sprue, I guess the way they're numbered is the order in which they are assembled. So if that's the case, then I guess I understand that. So at least I hope that's the case. Yeah. Have I figured out Revell's secret? Let's see. Yes, nothing else to see here. So this is the front side of the kit. So all the visible parts are sections of the kit are on this side. On this side, all the back sides and parts that you won't see, with the exception of this piece here. The looks like some antennas. They have push pin marks all the way through it, but they're all on this side and they're all going to be covered, so you won't see anything. So that's okay. No problems there. Plastic is very nicely done. I do like the feel of it. It's nice and tough. Yeah. That is Sprew G. Next up, we have Sprew F, which was in the same bag as Sprew G. And this has got the stand on it there, that big piece there. The door, the bottom part, the hatch rather, the bottom of the vehicle, some other pieces, which I'm seeing some weaponry. Some inside cockpit pieces. So this is the cockpit itself, 2 halves of it. Is it top and bottom? Some more other bits. I think these bits go on the outside, I guess. Parts 34 and 35. Yeah. So let me see. So the stand is parts 36 and 38. So where's part 37? 38 and 39. That's 37 there. So these bits are this 1, 2, 3, 4 are the stand. So it looks like it's the last part that you assemble. The other side of this shows cleanly molded parts. This part here, which is basically the underside of the vehicle, has some printing on the inside. Don't know if you can see that. So it's Revell 2015, copyright 2015 Revell. So this tells me that this kit, this molding was originally made in 2015. So it's slightly older than I thought. So basically the same as the movie. Excellent. Of course it would be. So, yeah. So again, no complaints here. Everything looks... Actually, just looking at the insides of these bits here, they do look a bit rough. The marking, the engraving there is fairly neat, but it's not particularly crisp. It looks like there's some... how can I put it? Some little pieces that are just not as smooth and clean and crisp as you'd expect it to be. Some tiny little artifacts from probably from manufacturing and molding. So, but they're on the inside of the vehicle, so you're not going to see them. Anyway, that's that. Sprew F. Next up is another bag with 2 pieces in it. So now, as I mentioned when I was looking at the manual, these aren't identical pieces, even though they look identical, or are, because they all have different numbers. So this one is part number 30 with parts number 7 and 6 and 7. But as they all look pretty much identical, we'll just have a quick look at one of them. Well, probably have a look at both of them, why not? Again, so this is basically the main structure of the wing. So this is the outside part, cleaned, lots of little detailed greebly bits on the center of it. So it looks very good. The back end is just little mounting holes, locating holes. Same again with the other one, the back end of the other one, and so on. And you've got these little pieces in the corners, which are cockpit parts. So that we have. So this is Sprew's D and E. Let's get them together on the same page. Next up, this feels actually quite heavy, surprisingly enough. So we've got 2 black plastic sprues in here. And these are the radiator parts. So again, not necessarily identical pieces, but so look at them on both sides. So that's different size. This is the side that fits onto which the other piece it just seemed to fit onto. This is the side that faces the I don't know, this side that faces the vehicle. I don't know. Doesn't really matter. So the important bit, so this side, looking at both sections actually, and to be fair, they are pretty much identical on this side, looking at the central portion of it. Let's have a look, turn it around this way. Actually, they're not identical. They're slightly different. Only slightly. I think they're mirrored. Have a look. Put it that way. Yep. They are mirrored. So let's just look at this one. Same again with this side, the central pieces and the And the main visible parts are very cleanly molded again. Nothing terribly exciting here. Well, some very nice molding. As I mentioned before, it appears that this is a mirror image of the other side, which makes sense. The back side. Now these parts, the parts that you're going to see, are a bit more matte on this side than they are on this side. There's certainly a bit more of a glossy sheen on this side than there is on this side. And I think you may be able to see that. So that's interesting. I've also just noticed that the sprue connectors, where the sprue connects in the part, is fairly large. So cutting those off and cleaning them up is going to be a necessary part. Let's just see. Well, it is flat against there, so shouldn't be too difficult to cut and clean off the parts, but I just mentioned they do look quite large. They probably need to be because it's a very big piece, but yeah. So those are sprues A and B. So there we have it. That's the Special Forces First Order TIE Fighter kit made by Revell. Copyright, I'm guessing the molds have been made in 2015, which is what it says on some of the parts here. Doesn't have to tell you on the box, so quick look. Doesn't have to mention on the box when these parts were made. Again, copyright is 2019 on the box, so that probably means that that's when the box was manufactured. So, or rather, probably when the box was designed, because it could be different from the original. But I do believe that 2015 is when the kit was originally made. Let's see if I can tie that down. Go to everybody's favorite website. Do I still have it? There you go. Scale mates, obviously. Let's have a look. Okay, so there's two versions of this kit right here. So there's the one we have right here, this one. This is a 2019 boxing of this kit. It was first released in 2015, and then there's a new box later on. It doesn't say when. And then 2019, which is the one we have here, this is a new version with new parts. I wonder what the new parts are. I guess I'll have to get the original one to find out, but yeah. So it's a 2015 kit, so it's not that old. The parts are large and fairly easy. Even the small parts are pretty big. Well, fairly large-ish. So yeah, so it's not really a job for tweezers, really, anywhere on this kit. So there you have it. Yeah, 2015 kit, reboxed in 2019 with new parts. So there you go. So this is yeah. So I'm going to leave it there. So it looks like it's going to go together fairly easily. It's not a. I think this is what you're going to call a weekend job. You've got some modelers, probably me included, going to spend a lot more time on the painting and weathering and making it look like a scale model as opposed to a toy than we will assembling it. Because the assembling order, the assembly of this kit looks like it's going to be fairly straightforward, nothing too exciting. So the difference between a good-looking model such as this and a very nice-looking model will be down to the expertise of the modeler, how good you are at making it look like the scale model vehicle as opposed to a toy. Not that I have any problem with toys, you know. Got one or two hanging around somewhere. Haven't played with them in decades, but that's beside the point. So there you go. New First Order Special Forces TIE Fighter from Revell in 1/35th scale. That's another thing that I haven't mentioned much. It's a 1/35th scale kit. So this is why it looks so big. And Revell also have a 1/72nd TIE Fighter kit, but that's the Bandai kit. and it does say Bandai on the box, and it says sold by Revell in Europe. So take that for what it is. In fact, here it is: Special Forces First Orders. I'm looking at the screen here, and something tells me the Bandai 1/72 scale kit is going to look a bit more realistic than this 1/35 scale kit, just straight out of the box. So I mean, the drawing on the box is pretty impressive too. So well, there you go. It is a Bandai branded, Bandai Namco, and the Revell branding will be pretty much just a sticker stuck on the side, as it is with the other ones I've got. So there you go. Anyway, I shall leave it there. Gone a bit far too long on this fair simple kit. If you enjoyed what you saw, tell your friends. If you didn't like what you saw, tell me why, and maybe I can make a better video for next time. Yeah, as what's his name was saying, don't just collect your models, build them, have fun putting them together, and I shall see you next time. Take care, everybody. While I'm putting things back in the box, as you can see, that's a box there. That's how much space you have, empty space you have left. That's the biggest sprue in the box. So they could at least make the box a bit smaller. Do I have a ruler here? Where's that ruler gone? Oh, don't know. This is what happens when you tidy up. Everything goes missing. There is a scalpel here with a 5 there. So basically this box is 10 centimeters bigger than it needs to be. A good 3-4 inches. Yeah, so how much cheaper would cutting that much off the box make it? Anyway, box is too big for the kit. And Revell aren't the only people who do this, by the way. I've got 2 now mini art kits, one of which you've seen. The other one of which is pending. So and their boxes are also a bit too big for the kit, in my opinion. But there you go. Airfix has done this, and lots of other people do it all the time. It seems that the Japanese people and the Chinese seem to be a lot better at packing stuff into the boxes so that there isn't any or much empty space in there. And that's one thing I'd like to see a bit less of, wasted space inside such a big box. Because it takes up more space when you pack all these things up on the shelf or in the lorry for transportation. If you cut that much off the box, then you could get like 2, 3 high and 1 beside it there. So for every 3 kits you put in there, something like for every 3 kits you could pack in there, you could get a 4th one in for free. Anyway, I'll leave that there. Take care, everybody. This one, is it?